Works. There we are. Live today on the 3rd show of this year, I think. I lost count, but something like that. We missed a couple. Except obviously next to me from the Rotterdam area, we've got Oscar in the south of the Netherlands.
Yay, good evening everybody.
And we've got Chris Longhurst from the United States of America.
And from the increasingly dry Salt Lake.
Welcome everyone. Great that you've joined again. And we will, I don't know if we have any live viewers today, which is sort of weird to say. Normally it's like, I don't know if we have enough bandwidth to have all our thousands of streams, but thousands of viewers. Anyway, it's good to be here again, and we are planning on another half hour really. And there's nothing really special that I've thought of before we started the stream to talk about. But one thing I'm going to talk about a little bit later is one of the things that I built during my my vacation, which is nice to show you probably. And maybe we should start off with anything special that the both of you have gone through this week? Any coffee machines broken? Any, I don't know, any Lego progress? Any other interesting stuff that you guys went through this week?
Well, I have a strange thing I went through this week.
Oh, this sounds interesting.
Yeah, well,
Okay, strange is good.
Strange is good.
maybe you guys say, "Oh no,
we like strange."
You should have known this, but actually, on my work laptop.
Yes. Yes.
It's my work, my home office space.
Yes.
It's actually with a docking station and monitors. Really nice setup we got from the company.
Yes.
But I talked about it, I think, on the show as well, that I had some hassles to get an what is it, UTP cable to my work office.
Oh yeah.
So that was quite a hassle, and then I was working nicely with my docking station on on the cable.
Yes.
iPhone with high-speed downloads and uploads.
Yes.
But I was, every time when I was in a meeting, thinking, well, it didn't get better when I started using a cable connection than my Wi-Fi connection.
Yes.
And then I talked to a colleague, and he said, well, yeah, there's a problem with the docking station. It's the firmware of the docking station is already 3 years old or something.
Oh.
And this might be actually holding you back in high download speeds.
Oh wow.
So what I did, and we have a strange small connector nowadays to plug in your cable, because there's no socket in your laptop anymore for it to put a
for UTP cable in. Yeah.
Yeah, the UTP cable in directly. So we have a nice small tool for that as well. So I plugged that one, so the cable directly in my laptop and not using my docking station. Docking station, and it's over 3 times quicker.
Yes, of course.
That's when I do it directly in my laptop than over docking station. What the fuck?
Yeah, these things are so annoying that things just are not compatible, and it got worse with all the nice and better ports.
You triggered Paul.
Yes, definitely.
No, but the strange thing is, I get with every new laptop every 3 years or something. We lease these things, so I have every 3 years a new laptop, and I also get every 3 years a new docking station, because the old one is not fitting to the new one or whatever.
No.
But
yeah,
it's
stupid. It's really
crazy.
Stupid, and it's crazy.
Stupid.
And you don't know. I mean, how? Yeah, you can tell if it's really slow, then something must be the matter. But the thing is also, they are making the laptops smaller and smaller and smaller with less ports or smaller ports, so nothing fits anymore. So then you have a small laptop with a huge power brick and 26 dongles, cables. It's stupid. I mean, I had this pretty big. Well, it's called a laptop. It was mere a portable computer, but it had genuine UTP ports. It had a DVD drive. Well, that might not be something that you still need, although sometimes you still might, but okay. But it had all the full size connectors on it, and it was no problem. Then I switched to a newer type, faster and everything laptop, and it's a lot thinner, which it didn't have to be, but that's just what they are now. But I can't fit anything to it anymore. It's crazy, because now you have to go through dongles and everything to get things connected, and also even the display, if you want to connect it to a projector or even your television. I mean, there are several ways of doing that now, because it's not. I mean, VGA is obviously not the way to do it, but you can have HDMI, but then there are 3 different sizes of HDMI. So it's either micro, mini, or full size, and you should have full size really, because the micro and mini suck because they only last 3 times and then they break. So you have to have full size HDMI, but that's normally not what it is. It can even be. I had a Dell for a little while, and that's USB-C, but then in some way it also sends out video. And then there's the possibility that it's DisplayPort. And that might be the best way to do it, but that has no sound. So you can never trust that it will work. Even with, I've got a computer back for my computer and about 26 different cables and things to just make sure that wherever I am, that I can connect to whatever kind of projector or whatever they've got, because it normally doesn't fit. And I can't understand why they keep doing that. I think the only way forward in that is now Europe has said to Apple, you have to use USB-C and stop using Lightning port, which I think is a good thing. Or it could have been the other way around. I don't care, but at least then you've got one system for everything. Yeah. The problem is that I've got probably about 20 or 30 devices around the house that have been there for 1 or 2 or 3 years or are brand new. And they now have a range of possibilities how you should load them. Either with USB or a mini, micro, USB-C. So even that is not something that you can just trust that it will work if you get USB-C, because all the other devices don't do that.
I have an adapter cable that has every flavor of USB and Lightning on both ends.
Yeah, that's probably good. I had that once, but it was terrible quality. So I should probably get a good set of that. And then, obviously, I should probably implant that somewhere in my body so that I have always got it with me. Because the next problem, obviously, is that you've got it, but it's at home when you're somewhere else when you want to need it.
You need it.
It's a broken system. It doesn't work. And I don't know why, with all the clever people in the world, they haven't found a way to make that simpler. I mean, I don't.
They have. It's USB-C.
Yeah, that's.
It's just it takes a long time for it to get into everything.
Yeah.
And then what will happen is they'll come up with USB-D.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Yes.
Which is then 3 times as quick.
Yeah, and then everything goes to that.
I mean, it's like HDMI cables. Yeah. They're all the same. It's just whether or not they're certified at 2.1 or 2.3 or whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. It's not even that you can be sure that one USB-C is the other one, because you've got high power USB-Cs, low power USB-Cs, faster, slower USB-Cs. Some ports of your laptop or PC load devices, others don't. If you connect a mouse, you don't need high-speed USB, so you're looking for that port that is low speed. But is that the green or the blue or the red or whatever? What port is that? It's just crazy, because you don't want to connect your external hard drive to a slow USB port while connecting your mouse to a fast USB port. So you have to.
But your mouse would move very fast.
I know it would move faster than I would. It would already be there when I want to go there. Anyway, I can understand the frustration, Oscar, but you've got it working now, at least outside of the docking station.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But then you start wondering, so how many people are using the docking station because they think, hey, this is the way how it should work. And
no,
so let me tell you what they did at my office. So we transmit a lot of data around our office. We're like a render farm, so we translate or we transfer terabytes of data across our network. And when we were bought out, I think 2 companies ago, we had gigabit switches and gigabit Ethernet all over the company, and we had traditional phones. And when the new company bought us, they said you need to have IP phones.
Okay.
So we were like, okay, fine.
Okay.
So what they did was they bought the cheapest IP phones that would not work with a gigabit network.
No, of course.
They were 100 megabits.
Yeah.
So they downgraded our entire network from gigabit to 100 megabits. So they could do power over internet, because they needed all 8 of the pairs in the cable to send power to the phones.
That is just...
Instead of plugging the phones into the wall.
Yeah.
So we lost 90% of our transfers to and from the servers.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
And then they wondered why people are wandering around with these. So everybody has one of these now. They have a high-speed USB 3 solid-state drive. and they wonder why everyone's, if you're going from one desk to another,
you just plug the.
You copy stuff onto there and copy it off at the other end, and it's faster than pushing it across the network.
It's
gotten so bad that.
What stupid, man! Really?
Yeah, it's gotten so bad now that if we want to transfer something from one of our offices in India or from England, for example, it's faster for them to make a disk and FedEx it to us than it is to copy it across the network.
Book a flight.
That's just so stupid. But
they can overnight it or 2-day air, and it will get there faster than copying it across the network.
It's that sounds like unbelievable almost. That's just crazy. Anyway, it's a pain, all these problems, and I've been in so many cases where I just wanted to do something, I couldn't do it because I didn't have the right connector or cable or whatever.
Maybe that's why Ferrari are having such trouble this year. They can't get their USB A to go into a USB C.
No, plan A, plan C.
What are we doing when plan B is not working?
Yeah, we go to plan C.
Then we have plan C.
Yes, and if they go plan D, E, they go all the way to plan C. By the way, talking about Formula One, the driver seats thing. Soap has started.
Alpine are now suing McLaren.
It's crazy. I mean, what the hell happened? I mean, why did I don't know even anymore how it worked. Yeah, but he denied that he was going to Alpine. But how did Alpine think that he was coming to them? I mean, what happened? That's just
because he has a contract with them.
Yeah, he has a contract.
He's under contract to drive for them.
Yes, and they just thought, okay, so if we offer him a seat, he will obviously take that. So we will surprise him with a press release that he's gonna drive for us next year. Is that what happened? Because he obviously didn't know, or
no, he's the reserve driver.
Yeah.
So he's full-time, fully paid.
Yeah.
He's a member of he's an employee.
Yeah.
So, that would be like, if I worked for McDonald's, that would be like McDonald's putting a press release saying out Chris works for McDonald's.
Yeah.
So they put a press release out saying that Oscar Piastri was going to be their number 2 driver next year, who's being basically moved from test position to drive position.
Yeah.
And Oscar Piastri went, "No, I'm not.
I'm gonna leave.
I'm going somewhere else." And it's like, well, hang on a minute.
Yeah.
You can't say that until your contract's cancelled, because until your contract's cancelled, you work for Alpine.
Yeah.
And then McLaren said, "Well, we don't want him," and Alpine were like, "Fine, go." So for all of last week, he didn't have any drive.
No.
And now McLaren are saying they're getting rid of Daniel Ricciardo and they're going to get Oscar Piastri to drive.
Yeah.
So now Alpine are suing McLaren.
Of course, yes, because that's the soap that we all love. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, yeah, I also heard that he had a clause in his contract that Alpine should have taken him as the next year's driver before the 1st of August, and because they did not know Alonso was leaving, they did not act on it yet.
No.
And then Piastri thought, okay, then I'm free to do whatever I like to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
And,
Okay.
So
you can tell Piastri hasn't. You can tell Piastri hasn't worked for a big company for very long.
No.
But on the other hand,
says
no. His manager is Webber. So
he should know.
That's probably a tough cookie in the world.
And how did that work? I mean, did Oscar just sit on the side of his bed and thought, I'm gonna just send this into Instagram or Twitter or whatever was it? I mean, did he not consult his manager or whatever?
The one thing that's come out of this is Ferrari are quite happy now because none of the attention's on them at the moment.
Exactly. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. If you look at all the memes, it's just crazy, the Ferrari memes, but also now the McLaren, everything. All the memes about Ocon having to drive 2 Alpines. And like a 3 or 4 seater McLaren, because everybody goes to McLaren. It's really, really, really funny if you look at all that stuff. But yeah, it's just amazing to me that on that level of professionalism, these things still happen. I mean, how can that be? Well, it can be, obviously.
Yeah, but even the same with Alonso.
Yeah.
Going to Aston Martin. So Alpine is also saying, hey, 2 days ago he was still talking to us that we were going to prolong his contract with us.
Yeah.
And then out of the blue, without mentioning anything to us,
he just says, but that is
Aston Martin is saying, hey, we contracted Alonso.
I don't know how that went. I think Aston Martin really wanted Alonso because they obviously need a driver like Vettel or whatever, and because Vettel's leaving, that's because I think they want to just have the experience to keep developing their cars or whatever. Or I don't know the reason for it, but they just jumped on it and they asked him, and he said, well, Alonso, he's like crazy, really. So if they offered him enough money, and he think, oh wow, this is gonna be nice, let's just do it, and then he just does it, and what are they gonna say? I mean, so he doesn't mind, he doesn't care about that really. That's just who Alonso is. But
he's just driving his way through his retirement, earning money.
But he still has fun. I mean, Kimi was just not having fun anymore. But he is just driving, having fun, and he doesn't care as long as he gets loads of money and doesn't feel any pressure. I mean, he's happy. I think so. It's really weird, but
it was. I listened to the last F1 Nation podcast, and one of the guys said actually. After hearing that late, was it already Sunday night or even Monday morning, that Alonso was going to Aston Martin, he said, well, I did of course not know what it was about, but everybody had already left the circuit, and this guy from the podcast saw one of the very last persons leaving the track was Alonso with a very big smile on his face.
Yeah. So, he just had I don't know how many hundreds of I don't know how much money he gets, but it's crazy. It's also fun, obviously, because it is really like a soap, and we're all wondering what's going to happen. But next to the fact that it's still the championship isn't over, Mercedes is getting stronger, Ferrari. I mean, there's no way they're going to keep doing these bad things. They will become better. Well, I should think. So it can be very interesting in front.
You would hope so.
I would hope so, and I would really think so, but maybe not. But if you look at all that, I mean, it's good that Max has this great lead now, but the lead won't be as big near the end of the season, I would think. But
not at all.
Not at all. So that's okay. I mean, it's all good. We'll see how that goes, but. Yeah, so anyway, another, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks before they start racing again, the end of the month, I think. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting to see how everybody gets through the break, because last year everything changed after the break. Teams had just changed stuff, and I don't know. We'll see about that, but anyway. Yeah, and for the rest, I had a pretty extremely busy week, but one of the things that was still something that I needed to do is fix my broken toilet, which sounds rather fun.
Exciting.
Yeah, it sounds rather exciting. What happened? It actually happened a couple of months ago, in retrospect. But we had some moisture, some problems with water leakage or whatever, and we didn't really see it, but just the floor became a little damp, and we thought something's wrong. And it's one of these toilets that's behind the wall, you just have this toilet that's hanging and you don't see any of that. And then just a couple of weeks ago, I thought, well, this is not good. Let's just try and figure out what's going on. And I found out that there was quite some leakage. It wasn't that bad because it went through a hole in the floor into the under the house. So it wasn't really bad, because we would have obviously seen bigger problems earlier. But there was still quite a substantial leak, and after some investigation and just making holes in the wall and trying to figure out what was going on, we found that the reservoir which holds the water had a crack at the bottom, and it was just leaking drops of water like 24 hours a day. So that obviously has cost us a lot of water. And then when I went on the internet, I saw that I was not the only one having that problem with that type of system, because it was just a fault of the system, and almost everybody that has that system after some years had the same problem. There was some sort of tension or whatever, and it just cracks at the same position and mine was the same. But I couldn't really get to it. So anyway, we lived a couple of weeks with just turning the faucet, the little thing to close off the water
supply.
Yeah, the water supply off, and then because there was one really near that only is for that toilet, so luckily we could manage that. But then every time when you need to go, you first needed to fill the reservoir, and then it was quite not that fun. But then obviously we went on vacation, and so I bought the whole new system, and Sunday was the day that I was going to fix that.
No.
Yeah, that's just it's one of the things that I really hate. But I hate home improvement stuff, and especially things like that. It's fine, something breaks, you can't get to it, you have to break down everything that looks nice and build it up again. That's just something that I cannot handle very well. But anyway, I did it. So all Sunday was spent doing that. Almost 12 hours of cursing and sweating and all that. And one of the things, and you would think that after so many years but still, we've got these modern houses where only the outside walls are like concrete, but the rest is all like plywood and like gyps, plastered walls or whatever you call it. Yeah. And that's all well, but if you wanna connect something to the wall, it's like a problem. And I tried to put that on, and then you think I can use a normal like plug, and I do that, and it was okay, but when you put a little bit more strength on it, it was turning, and it didn't really work. So I spent an hour or 1.5 hours finding ways to get this thing fixed to the wall properly, because I didn't want to go to the shop to get like the plugs that just go out, they go into the wall and then they just go.
Yeah, the cavity wall.
Yeah, plugs. And then and you pull them up and they just pull themselves. And I didn't have them anymore. I had some, but they weren't good and they were breaking. And so in the end, I did go to the store, bought a couple of good ones, and then obviously within 5 minutes it was fixed. If I had just done that right away, it would have saved me
5 hours.
It would have saved me, not 5, but at least 1 hour or whatever. Anyway, so things like that keep happening, and I keep telling myself, why? But you just don't want to do that. And if you can fix it in another way, you just want to try that first before you go out and do that. Anyway, so that was my fun Sunday, and it's not completely finished, but it's functioning again. Everything works. And then another thing that I found, which is really baffling a little bit, you've got this toilet bowl that in the end you have to fix to the wall, to the pipes that come out. One where the water comes in, and the other where the shit goes out. Anyway, so you put literally. So you put that on the wall, but there's like a pipe with a little rubber grommet on it, and the grommet and the pipe, they have to be cut to length. So the grommet is just loosely on the pipe, and then you have to fit it, and it shoves into the toilet bowl so that it becomes a watertight seal. But the thing is, and I found that out later, if you put the bowl to the wall, it just shoves the rubber grommet to the rear of the pipe, and it doesn't go into that hole of the toilet bowl. So you just push it back, and it shifts over that little pipe, and there's no watertight seal, obviously. Well, I found that out after the first flush, because it all went, not into the bowl, but just outside. So I thought, what the hell, how can that be? So I found out that.
I hope you just tried it out with normal water.
I really needed to go. No, I tried it out with water. Obviously, the biggest dump ever. Yeah, because I'd hold it up for 2 days. No, it was. No, obviously not. But
this is better work.
Yeah. Anyway, this is better work. Yeah. Anyway, what I've ended up doing is just putting that ball on and my fingers in between the little hole and just pushing that rubber thing into the toilet. But I was thinking that can't be the way that plumbers do that. So I still don't know what the trick is there. And it's okay now. It's watertight and it's all working fabulously. But I still wonder what the normal way of doing that is, because there was nothing. I mean, there was no tool or nothing there to sort of get that problem solved. But anyway, so that was my weekend.
Fun.
Yeah, it was very, very much fun. And now, obviously, next weekend I have to sort of finish it off the whole other thing, but that's not going to be as big as
I would leave it a couple of weeks and make sure it doesn't leak somewhere else. First.
Yeah, I know. Well, you know, after a week or so, you would see that because everything's open. I can see everywhere still before I close it up.
When we replumbed the house, because of the style of house we have, we were able to take all the ceilings out of the basement.
Okay.
Put all the new plumbing and all the new electrics in.
Put it in. Yeah.
And then we left the ceiling out for a month.
Yeah. Just to make sure.
Nothing leaked. Make sure that there was nothing else that I wanted to put in there. And in the end, I ran all my own network cables up in the ceiling and everything. So the whole house is now hardwired for network everywhere. And
that's very good. Yeah. I mean, I've got cables everywhere. And now I become to the problem where everything is Cat 5e. And you really want to go to 6 now with faster internet, and you know everything is now not 1 gigabit but 10 gigabit, and I'm thinking, I don't know. I mean, I'm not working at home as much anymore, so it's not needed as much as it was. But I still wanna. But if I go for a new system, like a new router or a new access points, it needs to be planned out very well, and then just take a week or whatever and pull everything out and make all new cabling and get everything exactly correct. And all my security cams are PoE, so I have a PoE router that I have to just plan it in a way so that everything makes sense, and then just swap out all the cables for.
So that's not going to be a week. That's going to be a month.
Yeah, probably. I know.
Because that'll become far more. You'll make it more complicated than it needs to be.
Obviously, because that's what we do. So. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yes and no. I mean, in a way, I've always been very happy with the way I complicated things because it really does work. And if I look at some other people's homes, it's just like, you know, how on earth are they doing this? At least it's
you're a network snob.
Technically sound. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, and another thing, and that's what I wanted to show you for the hobby side of things. I spent my like holiday a couple of hours in building this infinity gauntlet. It's all metal. It's from Metal Earth, and it was really fun to do. It wasn't easy. It was quite fiddly. And you have to bend it all around, and but it's really well done. They tell you how to do it, and it really fits well. And this is the colored version. You also have the version that is just like bare metal, but this has that like golden glow to it. So and then the stones. I don't know if you can see the colors, but it has the infinity stones with the colors on it, and it just starts out as a flat package. With let me try and get to the to Chrome. So this is it, and I don't know if they show you the package somewhere, but
yeah, but it's like all of those metal kits. It's flat printed metal.
Flat printed metal
pieces out and then fold them.
Exactly. And then you have to fold them and cut them and get all that done. But it was really fun because you don't need much. You just need some cutting pliers and that's it really. And
some very good glasses.
Yeah, it's really really good. I thoroughly enjoyed that. There's also 360 views that if you don't know exactly how you should bend something. You can go here and it's loading, but
that's useful.
Yeah, because then you can take a look at how it should work.
What the official way of doing it?
Yeah, the official way of doing it, but you should.
As opposed to the way you've done it, where you
exactly
just sort of bent everything.
Yeah.
Well, if if you bend it in the wrong way, it's not on the left hand.
No, it's
right
the other.
hand.
Yeah, yeah. You can build it in you can mirror it to the other side, but yeah. So you can just go through all that, which I found really well. So it's been really well thought through, and was really fun to build. So if you guys want to do something like that. This is something that really well done.
You triggered me.
You triggered me.
And well, yeah, you triggered me. I bought this one a year ago or something.
Yeah.
The metal X-wing.
Exactly.
But,
yeah.
Still haven't built it.
I totally forgot about it actually. So
yeah,
I placed it somewhere where you do not see it. And because Paul was saying last week, hey, I built something like this.
Yeah.
I thought, I also have a kit.
Yeah.
So
it's fun. And
I placed it in view now. So
yeah, you should
just to remind you every time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know,
well, in a couple of weeks I will go or will be on holidays as well. So
maybe take it with you because it's easy to take with you. Just make sure you have good cutting pliers with you because I didn't have one with me. That was the only problem. I've got a couple of at home, but I hadn't had it there. But still, I could do it with something like that, or maybe a little bit more. You should probably buy one that's flatter that doesn't have the high sides.
Adam Savage has a whole video on this.
Yeah, I know.
I think Paul's working in a shop where you can buy these.
Exactly,
pliers,
I know.
So that's why he's saying it.
I know what. Yeah, obviously, yes. No, but it's true. You need one that has a really fine point and is not as thick, really, as high as because you can't fit it into the small Anyway, that's. I mean. It'll work this way, but it'll be easier to have something else. So anyway, so that's what I thought was what's gonna be fun to show, and then that's another half hour of fun.
Yeah.
So that's great, Chris. You haven't started at your Lego build yet?
No, not yet.
No, okay.
No, I'll let you know once that gets started.
Of course, yes. Just keep us posted. I've got another project that I need to do for the hobby shop that I'm working for, and I'll probably tell about that next week or the week after. So that's going to be fun. I don't know if you know Gundams, if you know the kits. You know, that's something that's really, been happening and everybody's buying those. It's one of the best, running
really?
stuff. Yeah.
Again, Adam Savage just did a big video on one, which might be why.
Yeah. So
that might be why there's a lot of interest.
There is a lot of interest and it's really selling well. And in a way, but I'll tell more about that next week. It's pre-colored. Plastic.
It's pre-colored and it's snap fit.
And it's snap fit and it's really well done. So it looks really well. And it's not like the snap-tight kits from Revel that are just iffy, but it really fits really well and it looks great. And one of
go look up the Adam Savage video where he puts one together because he's in love with them.
Yeah. It's just great. So I've got, because we want to do some advertising on that for the shop, and we had a whole load of new stuff in, and they said maybe we should build one of those and just show people how that works. So I'm gonna build that, probably make a video of it, try and do some marketing on that. So I'll probably share that with you over the next couple of weeks. Anyway,
that's actually cool to do underneath your working hours. That's
yes. Well,
that's actually a nice job.
That is a nice job. But I'll
get paid to put together model kits that you didn't have to buy.
Yeah, that's a dream job, isn't it?
That's double the fun.
Yeah, obviously. Anyway. So
it would be disastrous if you worked at the Lego store.
Yeah, that would be really bad. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it would be fun too, but to really, build these things and get paid for it, that would be really fun. But I'll probably do this in the hours that I'm not at the shop, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Are there any pressing things that we still need to discuss now? Or can we
I don't think. I think we covered all the admin at the start of the show.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. We had fun. I hope you did too. Like, subscribe, click the bell. I don't know whatever you want to do, and let us know what you think. Yeah, up there. Yeah, it's not up there. That's another thing. They always point. I've got a link here, and it's never there. we have to talk about that next week why that is. But I don't see those links. Never. I don't know why, but it never works. Anyway, that's a good topic for next week. Just a
last remark. We are actually on 37 followers at YouTube.
Wow. That's really cool. Maybe we should...
It's really increasing.
Maybe we should have a party. A party at 50.
We should invite them all to go over sometime.
Yes! Let's do a meet and greet. Yeah.
Meet and greet, yeah.
Anyway, thanks for watching and see you all next week. Hopefully. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.